If I put this off another day, this video isn't going to get made. Part 2. I've been trying to find the time to finish the second part of this video.
Finding SLYTHER'S voice.
It's a wacky story, and I want to tell it properly. I don't have a lot of time right now. I'm juggling a lot of stuff. And there's a certain way I want to tell the story, but it's going to require a lot of editing. So, I thought, instead of doing those awful flashcards that you have to read, I'll just tell you the story. You're still going to get some flashcards. As a lot of you know, I have tried to put a lot of thought into the voices that I create for any voice job, but especially Power Rangers. I've done so many voices for the franchise that there's a danger of sometimes the voices sounding similar, or maybe there being bleed over between voices. I don't want that. I want every voice to be as unique and distinct as possible. By the time we got to Dino Fury, I had decided I wasn't going to do any more voice work for the show. I was just going to work behind the scenes and just be a voice director. And then one day I was told the producer wanted me to audition for a specific character. I couldn't say no. I'm pretty sure I got to see what he looked like first. But I didn't know anything about the character. I was told that he was a deceiver and he was kind of like a magician. That was all I knew. To complicate matters, I had not seen Rhea Soldier, so I knew nothing about the character. So in my preparations for, trying to come up with a voice, I was really struggling. I was completely in the dark. I think if I had seen Rhea Soldier, it would have helped me find the voice a lot easier. So my thought was, let's just go for broke. Let's just do something crazy that they've never heard before. I was calling it a punt. Literally just taking the football, kicking it, and hoping it'll go through the goals. So a few days went by, and I was really struggling to come up with a voice. So for those of you who watched the last video, you kind of know where this is leading. I was out walking my dog, and something hit me. I thought it was inspiration. And it was this crazy voice that it felt like it had been inspired by Skeletor, but it wasn't exactly Skeletor. The best way I know how to describe it, to me, it sounded like a cross between Skeletor and Inspector Gadget. But I thought it was, hey, this is different. This is this could be it. So I'd come up with a voice to start with, but I knew that wasn't going to be enough to get me the part. So I was going to have to come up with some other options. One of the other options I thought was actually kind of interesting. Given that the character, who in the Sentai was Wiseru or Wiseold, depending on who you talk to, ultimately called Slyther, because I was only told that he was like a deceiver and kind of like a magician or something, it kind of, in my effort to try and find inspiration, I was reminded of Rasputin. So I thought, maybe we'll do something in that vein. So I came up with this voice. You'll see it. I think it kind of works. And then I was going to need to come up with another voice. So at least, 3 options to present. The third one, wow. That was really taking a risk. It was so completely wrong. But I thought, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And, part of the audition process is taking risks, offering things that maybe are outside the box, and who knows, maybe they like it. So I go in there to do the audition, and the dialogue I have, the character only has a placeholder name. He wasn't called Slyther. They were calling him Wizard. Okay. Presumably because it was similar to the Rhea Soldier name. I don't know. So I do the first audition. The director hated it. I'm so horrified by it now. I'm not gonna share it. But I will share some of the others. So I did my second audition, the one that was kind of based on Rasputin that had a kind of Russian flavor to it. The director hated it, but I asked the engineer what her opinion of it was. She liked it. So we get to the third audition. This one was the punt. This one was so left field. I thought this is either going to be amazing or it's going to crash and burn. It crashed and burned. So now I'm suddenly in a position where I've offered 3 auditions. The casting director doesn't like any of them. I suddenly had 4 seconds to come up with a new audition. And that was the audition that got me cast as Slyther.
Greetings, all! I am Slyther, a master of illusion.
Go figure.
Gold star for you?
I'm so embarrassed by the first audition, the one that kind of sounded like Skeletor and Inspector Gadget. Don't think I'm going to be sharing that one. Definitely going to share the one inspired by Rasputin. The punt. Ay, 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 ay. If I'm feeling very brave in the editing, I might share a few seconds. Sure. I'm just trying to make, like, what I'm doing is very different to what everyone else is doing, especially for this next one, but it's, I'm overthinking it. I'll shut up.
I am Wizard, master of deception. Very well. How dare you speak to me as if you have a backbone? Failure is not in my programming. The name's Wizard. Hold for applause. Now give me the spores, or I'll take them the hard way. Oh, not again! But you were desperate enough to believe me. Now I'll teach you a lesson. Oh, is that all you got? Oh, should I be worried? I've got friends too. Henchmen! Show them what you're made of. Oh, this is not the introduction I planned, but for those who missed it, I'm Tarek's new General Wizard. Only to you, Red Ranger.
My inspiration for this was Rasputin. Maybe they don't want it, but, you know. You can be brutally honest, Scarlet. Yes, yes. Oh yeah, because there is something kind of weird about the voice. If you think that one was weird, the punt is even weirder. But I haven't done the punt yet. Yeah, you're gonna hate the punt, but.
I am Wizard, Master of Deception. Very well. Failure is not in my programming. The name's Wizard. Hold for applause. Now give me the spores or I'll take them the hard way. But you were desperate enough to believe me. Now I'll teach you a lesson. Oh, is that all you've got?
I don't think it matches the visuals, but going back to our earlier conversation, you never know what they're going to want, and they might even think this could be right for like a monster du jour.
What the heck was that?